What's up, explorers? In the last video I asked people if they wanted to see me do some micro scrapping and they said yes. So I'm going to take all this stuff off some of the appliances I have and then head inside and start working on all the copper. I'm gonna clean around my trailer because I want to use my trailer tonight. So I have all these appliances in front of it, just dumping it off. I got a water heater from my dad, and I got this one on the side of the road and just whatnot. So I want to take off all the brass pipes and the copper pipes. And then this is a gas stove. Now, on a gas stove, all the lines are aluminum and there's brass fittings. So I want to get those off. Of gas stoves, all this piping, that's aluminum most of the time, and they always have brass fittings, so always remember to take these off. Okay, I'm taking apart the stove, and you got to be careful because these are usually brass fittings. This is a newish stove, and if you buy my little tool I personally made on my eBay store, I got a magnet and I got a little file. Instead of using a 6-inch huge file, I made these, and you can tell if you take this and you scratch it with the file, these are aluminum. Test them with the magnet, nothing. You scrape it, it's silver underneath. The newer ones don't have brass. Unless this is just a cheap stove. What brand is this? This is Whirlpool. So they're not using brass fittings anymore. They're all aluminum, so that's kind of let down. All right, the little fitting's aluminum, but the big fitting that attaches to everything, which attaches to these front knobs, they're brass. So every ounce counts, so I gotta take those out. Go from the new stove to the old stove, everything is brass, 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 and you cut all the wires and all the wires are copper. That's why I love old stuff. It's built nicely, so all these fittings underneath there are going to be brass, and they're going to be big ones. You'll see. All right, this is the newer stove with this is brass and that fitting's aluminum. Look how much bigger the old school ones are, and they're all brass. It's like double the thickness, it's a little longer, and it's all brass. And these big brass fittings too. So definitely take apart your stoves because there's definitely money in them. What's up, explorers? We're gonna start this video by doing some scrap metal and going right to the scrap yard. All right, I got my trailer filled up with all miscellaneous stuff I got out through the winter. It's pretty filled. In the winter I've just been throwing everything over here on the side of my garage, so I still have, you know, a lot more stuff I gotta take. So we got the trailer pretty filled. Only thing that sucks is I got 2 of these big grills and they really weigh like nothing, but hey, you get what you can get. So let's go to the scrap yard and see how much we can make, and then when we get back we're gonna do some micro scrapping. Shirts like this, link in the description. If you have a key fob, the easiest way to make sure your brake lights are still working, just lock the door. That one works. That one works. This is the first time I came to the scrapyard in like 3 months. That was the first time I ever got recognized at the scrapyard. Nice meeting you, man. And man, you got a nice truck and trailer setup too. F350 diesel with the dump trailer. Dream setup right there. Scrap is back up where I like it. I weighed 960 pounds for a gross ton of $215. So I got $92.14. Not bad, $94. Last time I bring in over 1,000 pounds, I only got 54 bucks. And the person that I met at the scrapyard, he just messaged me. I told him to message me on Facebook. Is William. William, nice meeting you. All right, let's do some micro scrapping. I have I have all this stuff just thrown everywhere. I got kind of some clean copper, dirty copper. I have all different types of wires. Like my yard takes like really small wire like that. And then I have Romex. Then I have regular copper wire, like extension cords, lamps and stuff. And then I have large wire, like washing machines and stuff. They take all different prices. So let's take all this stuff, put it in the middle of the room in the garage. We have some room. And start tearing some stuff apart, cleaning some stuff up. Like, I just have a bunch of stuff like this. We have like the brass here, brass there. And then the base is aluminum and that's metal. So take everything apart, make everything clean, so you can make the most money. And here is everything strewn on the ground. We got copper and aluminum fin. I have to cut the ends off. This is all just copper and copper. See, outside copper, inside copper. And this thing is probably 20 pounds. Get all those from the pool guy. This is probably 50 pounds and it's all clean brass. All this is brass. And then we got yellow brass faucets, and then all this is clean copper. Got tons of copper here I have to clean. I'll have to clean that copper, clean all this copper. I got wires and motors and dirty brass here. I got aluminum and aluminum heat sinks. I have a whole bunch of light sockets. If you just have one, it's probably not worth it. But I just save all mine up, and you know, there's brass there, and there's a little brass inside, so it adds up. So let's start smashing and taking apart stuff. The easiest thing to do first is cut up all this wire. My scrapyard won't take wire with ends on them. They won't take them at all. So like where you plug in the wall, they don't take it at all. So I have to clean them or I can't take in my copper. So it's not bad. Before, I would say just take the brass pieces off. There's this big piece of brass. This is for a hot water heater, and there's a little piece of brass here. I would have just take that off and throw this in the tin pile, but this is actually aluminum, and since I don't have a job, I might as well try to get as much money as I can. So I'm gonna take this all apart, and the sponsor of this video is the tools I made. This is the best scrapping tool you could have. It's flat on one side, so it could stick to a metal piece like that and won't roll. And the file is very small, so you can fit this in your pocket. Let's see this brass piece. Non-magnetic. You get the little file, you scratch it, you look at it, like, oh, that's brass. I made all these personally. Link down below to my eBay page where I have these listed. I put brass and copper as dirty brass in a separate bucket and tell them it's only dirty brass because it has copper in it, and they give you more money. Because say, if it's this piece of brass, so you got steel there, you have steel there, and you throw this in the dirty brass pile, they're gonna say, oh yeah, that's dirty brass because it has steel on it. But if you throw this piece in the dirty brass, it's just clean brass with a little bit of copper on it. So my scrapyard will give me a better deal because I separate it like that instead of putting metal in it. I'm like, this bucket is just brass and copper, so they give me more money. So make sure you try to separate your buckets like that because your scrapyard might give you a little more. These right here are from gas stoves, like the stoves in your house. These are what the knobs connect to. This is all just clean brass. All right, if you scrap stuff with brass on it, I get a lot of these from stoves. It's aluminum tube and brass right here. It's so hard to get this brass off the aluminum. The easiest way I found out, if you put the brass all the way to the end and you cut as close as you can to the brass, you just cut that. And now that thing is like squished, so it's gonna be hard to get through the hole. So all you gotta get is a pair of vice grips. I go to the top, I squish that down, go to the other side. So I'm like pinching it into a circle, a littler circle. For that, could just slip right off. Okay, it might not look like a lot, but I got a lot done. That's all the clean brass I got so far. And this is I got this from a fire auction. That one auction I went, it was a bunch of firefighter stuff. This is actually brass. This weighs like 5 pounds, literally. And that is all brass. That is crazy. But I have to go pick up my daughter from school. So we're gonna catch you tomorrow. All right, this is all the copper I got. And in there, that's dirty. I'm going to cut off all the joints because it has solder on it, and they'll pay you more. Easiest way I do it, cut off wheel. I think I'm gonna do pretty good this trip. I cut off all the fittings. I just threw them on the ground. And now I just gotta separate all the clean from the dirty, and we'll be done. All right, a couple videos ago, you seen me get these from Dick's Sporting Goods dumpster. Like display things. They're like display racks. You put this on the floor, you open this thing up, you could slide your display thing in here. Well, this is all aluminum. These bars are aluminum. So the only thing I really have to do is cut this cord. There's a little piece of metal at the end. So I just get my magnet, I find out where it ends. It ends right there. There we go, it's right there. All right, there's clean aluminum. Outlets. I usually save these. I have a half a 5-gallon bucket filled. Safety glasses on. I just put them on the ground and smash them. And then you have this clean piece of brass. I gotta take the screws out. Same as at that side. And then you have 2 little pieces of brass right there. So just breaking up one, not bad. When you break up a whole tub, even better. I got this today after picking up Cassidy from school, so I might as well scrap this out because it's aluminum. Right?
Yeah.
Aluminum. See, that's the hard way. Watch, here's the easy one. Power tools. All you have to do is look for all the screws and take them out. All right, there's all the plastic. There's all the good stuff I gotta clean. Some of it is already clean, like these pieces. But some pieces, there's that little piece of brass on there I gotta pull off with some pliers. It might not look like a lot, but every ounce counts. If you don't know that thing, that video is pretty funny. I'll link the video down below. And I have t-shirts for sale that say, every ounce counts. I only hit my finger once, and I wore safety glasses, so my eyes are good. Look at all that brass. That's a lot. It's definitely a pound or two. It's all clean brass. It's at least 40 pounds. I'm just gonna throw this away. I still scrap this stuff. Little plastic on it, but a lot of plastic. And now we saved the most expensive for last. I got copper and aluminum fin, but this is just copper fin. That is all copper with copper tube. And each one of those, I weighed them, they're 22 pounds. 22 pounds of copper without these. So let's cut these off and make this more pricey. That was like butter. Did you see how fast that was? Compared to the other copper? This pipe is so thin. The other pipe, look at that. It's like regular copper that you would see in your house. All right, that's all done. But unfortunately, this is going to be a two-part video because I want to do a challenge. I'm not going to clean this up because I want to go to the scrapyard tomorrow. The challenge is going to be, how much money am I going to make? I'm going to show you everything I'm bringing to the scrapyard, and you tell me how much money I'm going to make. In the winter, we'll get some Dumpster Market stickers, a Trash to Treasure patch, and an Explore More patch. So make sure you watch the next video after this. I'll give it like a couple days, and then I'll post the video of me going to the scrapyard and how much money I made. So this is what I'm bringing to the scrapyard. All these copper aluminum fin air conditioners, these copper fin, and this right here. Like I said, I'm not doing those. I'm bringing 2 of these Rubbermaid tubs of all extension cords and wires like that. 6-gallon bucket of Cat 5 cables. This bucket of all faucets, and these are all yellow brass. This huge, you can see, bucket of clean copper. This tote of clean copper. This bucket also of clean copper. This is copper, dirty copper fittings. I just got a little bit of wire that's clean, so I'll get like number 2 wire. This little thing is just dirty brass with copper. This is just dirty brass. It has some metal and stuff. This 6-gallon bucket, literally, it weighs like 30 pounds. This is all clean brass. That is all clean brass pipes. This is copper bearing motors. And that bucket is clean aluminum. It's like aluminum heat sinks. I don't know what they'll give me for that. Nothing in there. I got a little basket of Romex. You got a little bit of thick washing cables. A bunch of small cables. It's like really cheap. It's like small cables. Cast aluminum. This is all clean aluminum. And that is cast aluminum as well. And I have all that aluminum too. So all that stuff is heavy. And Ruby squatting. Well, thank you guys for watching this video. Make sure you check out the next video to see if you're a winner. So make sure you put your comment below how much money you think I will make. Maybe I'll throw you some more stuff other than what I said. But thank you guys seriously for watching. Go out and explore more.